interesting time when we have unprecedented challenges, but also fantastic opportunities to cope with these challenges, and so knowledge and networks and technology to connect. We as humanity, I think, are capable of finding ways to become more conscious designers of our social realities. Because what has been going on for thousands and thousands of years is that we were engaging in unconscious social evolution, so which means that we reacted to different environments, and but also doing that we contributed to these environments, but we contributed unconsciously through our reactions. And now with the education systems, with the technological systems, with the social sciences, and with all these wonderful tools that we have, we can actually engage more and more people, the critical mass of people, to become conscious designers and collaborate with each other, talk with each other, and share visions for a better future, a better world that works for everyone. And it's hard to know how this world will look like if you're just one person, right? But it is a hope or stand that we can create a world that is working for a lot of people, and that is free from many of these challenges that we have today, like poverty and climate change and wars and things like that. And I think the new world, as soon as we uncover this collective capacity to talk with each other and collectively design our shared future, I think the social reality each of us is operating in is going to be transformed for much better. And an important aspect of that is also, of course, the planet. Because at the Institute for Evolutionary Leadership, we talk about systemic sustainability. So not just environmental sustainability, it's also human sustainability. So how can we coexist as humans together in a way that benefits everyone? And also institutional sustainability. So we as a society or network of global societies would have a much more sustainable way of existing through institutions that allow us to be ourselves and go create together rather than have wars and perpetuate these cycles of poverty and conflict. It is accelerating. What I see is conversations emerge and people realize bottlenecks more and more. For example, this conversation that we're having today about impact investing, this is one of the major leverage points, I think, because generally how impact investing works now most of the time is that investors still have their own mental models and patterns and rules, how they select projects and how they invest, what they expect from the companies they invest in. I was mentoring a bunch of social entrepreneurs from different countries at Google Launchpad a few months ago, and they were openly frustrated, and they shared that frustration that in many cases they are pressed to abandon their original idea or passion in order to show growth, in order to focus on specific customer segment and things like that. And this pushes social entrepreneurs to focus on technical solutions because it's easier. You just take a symptom, you find a technical solution to it, and actually if the problem grows, your market grows. Right, so and even if you do your work well, and even if you deal with the symptom properly, then you're not addressing the root causes. You're not addressing the mental models that create the structures, that create these patterns that we see, and that you just address events or maybe patterns, but on a very limited way. So the conversation now, there is a conversation, and actually multiple conversations across countries, across different communities to change that, and we actually fund different types of projects, evolutionary projects, systemic projects, fund, as my friend and colleague Chelsea Robinson is talking about, framing it as funding questions rather than solutions. Because when you deal with that systemic change, you cannot the funding solution right away. You have to ask the system what it needs.
Yeah. So what would be a great catalyst for scaling up the thinking that you and I do around systemic change? Do you need more collaborators? Do you need more people doing similar work all over the world? How do we raise the conversation and the urgency around it?
Exactly. Yeah. So just one thing is, there is this model, hosting living and dying systems, the two loops model, and part of it is that, innovators start working on something new that most people don't think about, and this is like the new paradigm. And they feel very lonely, they don't have enough resources, and they struggle. Then they find out about each other, they form networks, they still work on different things, but they support each other as they can. And then they form communities of practice. And communities of practice is when network members realize that they're actually working for the same purpose, and they see their roles, and they see the synergies. And they, so in this stage, knowledge production accelerates. And it becomes exponential, and that's when the real change happens. They come up with prototypes that really work, and then as soon as the prototypes work, they're ready to onboard people from the old system that is dying, and who wants to find some place. And there are many people now, and there are more and more of them. So basically to onboard them to adopt these prototypes. So here, some thoughts on that is that if you see somebody who is working on similar things, and it might not be obvious from the beginning, but if you take the time and build relationship and figure that out, don't be protective of your ideas. Just open yourself up for collaboration and see what synergies may emerge, how you can help that person. If you don't get anything in return, that's fine. If you don't get anything in return for your help in this field, that's fine, because actually by helping someone else in this field, you're helping yourself as well, because you're helping to set up the stage for a completely new, different form of collaboration, form of doing things together and co-creating the better future. So that's the thing. I think as well as the more people open up for connecting and sharing knowledge and prototyping and illuminating this, inviting other people to join, the more chances we have to scale it in time.
So what would you like to see happening in the near future around this, something that will really boost what you're doing?
I think that, come to Nordic Impact Week, that's the nearest thing that we're having. And this is a fantastic gathering in October 2017, from October 6th to October 20th in San Francisco and Los Angeles. We will be hanging around a lot of folks who are working on the same things from different places in the world. So we are going to offer some training, we're going to offer some conversation spaces, and we're going to offer some networking opportunities together with some amazing partners who will have some really cool stuff for you. So check in with Michael Sillion, who is interviewing me now, check in with Bertola Bergstrand, Lars Ling, Kevin Jones, and all those amazing people.
Yeah, thanks, Fyodor.